All right, Group 9. Severe weather. Josh, Jose, Olivia. Olivia, you spelled your name wrong. And Celine. Thunderstorms, how they form. So this is Olivia's slide. A thunderstorm is produced by cumulus. All right, everything was good until this last sentence. A lift then comes, then can cause fronts, sea breezes, or mountains. So I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to say there, but I don't think it has. I don't think that's about thunderstorms. So fix this. Maybe you could talk about how the lightning forms. Okay. Thunderstorm characteristics is everybody. It's okay. Not very good, but let's keep moving. Thunderstorm safety. Stay away from this. Celine. Stay away from trees. Lightning strikes through the tallest object. Okay, that looks good. Celine. Good safety tips and explanations. Tornadoes. This is Celine. All right, that's good, Celine. Olivia has tornado characteristics. Okay, these characteristics are true, but more explanations, more details. So tornadoes are very violent and destructive. Well, okay, that's a good sentence. Tornadoes have high wind speed. How fast? They also form on flat ground and have low central pressure. Why? I guess maybe you could talk about how tornadoes tend to form in the middle United States where the land is flat. Tornadoes can be smaller, big columns of air. For that part, you could talk about like the Fujita scale, if they're an F1 or an F5 tornado. So you really need more explanations here, Olivia. Okay, up next we've got tornado safety from Josh. If a tornado occurs, you want to find a low area, go under, no windows, go to a basement or cellar, make sure. Okay. No windows, go to a basement or cellar, make sure you have food and water because you don't want your house. Alright, so a little confused. Make sure you have food or water because you don't want your house to get wrecked. I think those are two different things. The food or water is if your house does get wrecked and you don't have food and water. Go to a basement or cellar, why would you do that? So explain why you'd go to a basement or cellar. And also, Josh, sentences start with a capital letter. So capitalization and explain why you go to a basement or cellar. This one down here, fix this. You don't want to live without a house and no food. Don't would have an apostrophe. Want to live without a house and no food. I think that's a double negative. Alright, yeah, that's understood. So you really have two safety things. Find a low area. Okay, find a low area underground with no windows. Okay, you could explain why you'd want underground, no windows. The food and water thing is good, but explain why you want food and water. It's not because you don't want your house to get wrecked. It's because your house probably already was wrecked, so you want the food and water. Okay, so fix this explanation, Josh. Go back and make it more clear. It's a little bit scattered. Okay, where are we at? Hurricanes, how they form from Jose. Hurricane begins as a group of... Outstanding. And then we've got hurricane characteristics from Jose. All right, that looks good, Jose. And then we've got hurricane safety from Josh. Okay, I like to bring a safety kit with food and water. When a hurricane occurs, best thing you want to do is board of your windows, and if you live on a mountain, get out of your house because your house will come down on the hill, and stay away from streets because they will start to crack, and don't go underground. All right, so that's like 4 different sentences. So it's a run-on sentence because you've taken 4 sentences and smashed them into 1 sentence. So go back and divide that into 4 different sentences. So I'm thinking when a hurricane occurs, the best thing to do is board up your windows, period. If you live on a mountain, get out of your house. Now this part here, hurricanes don't really hit mountains. They hit, beaches. Like I'm thinking like Florida and the islands and stuff. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. If you live on a mountain, get out of your house because your house will come down on the hill. I think you're talking about mudslides there. So if that's what you want to talk about, then talk about mudslides because it sounds like, like living in the mountains. So I'll put mudslides, question mark. So maybe you could talk about if your house was on a hill and all the rain and water could cause a mudslide. Maybe that's what you want to say. Stay away from streets because they will start to crack. I'm not exactly sure what that sounds more like an earthquake, which would be a completely different thing. I don't think that's really a hurricane thing. And then this last one, don't go underground. Yeah, I guess that's true, but give an explanation. I mean, because you wouldn't go underground because there's so much flooding. So that's really what you want to talk about is all the flooding. That's a safety issue with hurricanes. So fix some of those things, Josh. I like your picture of the hurricane preparation, hurricane safety kit. All right, so let's see. Pretty good job, group. Olivia needs to go back and fix the thunderstorm formation slide, and Olivia needs to go back and fix the characteristics of a tornado slide. And Josh needs to go back and fix the safety tips for tornadoes and the safety tips for hurricanes.